Okay, deck tech. Well, this may be the last chance we give Wish, but I think maybe I wasn't doing it justice. Like, I mean, if I'm going to play Wish, maybe I really, really just have to go all in on the tutor package. You know what I mean? And when I say all in, of course, I don't mean taking out Magus of the Moon because Magus of the Moon, it's just too good in some matchups where we really need more moon effects. It's just yeah, it just really shores up a lot of matchups. I mean, like it's just straight up better than Blood Moon against a lot of matchups like Amulet Titan and Tron, where they actually have more artifact and enchantment removal in general, in my experience, including free ones like Force of Vigor. So yeah, so in that regard, I mean, the main deck basically does look like our old deck. It just moves one Fury to the sideboard, and it replaces the Hammer of Gardens with Wish. And honestly, this is probably the way I should have been doing it from the very beginning. And I guess I kind of did do it from the very beginning. But see, the difference here is I'm not trying to squeeze the 4 Pillage in the sideboard. Instead, I'm going to play a 1 of Boom Bust. See, my logic here is that I need this to be less than 3 mana, ideally, because there's a huge difference between wishing, for a 2 mana spell and wishing for a 3 mana one. Because, a total wish cast for 5 versus for 6 is a huge difference. I mean, you never know. One of these crazy days, a bust might come out and destroy all lands, although most of the time I'm not sure why I would do that. But yeah, the idea is that sometimes I'm going to get them locked under Blood Moon, and then maybe they'll have one straggling basic left, or just like a critical basic or something, and then maybe I can wish for Boom. And the idea is that if I'm late in the game, probably it's not going to hurt me that much to destroy one of my lands. I don't have any like indestructible shenanigans or anything, so Boom's just kind of what you see is what you get. But the idea is I'm going to cast this where I basically can cut them off of their basics, or maybe where I can just take them off of a basic land that is, like a basic forest that has Utopia Sprawl on it. You know the drill. I do think Boom Bust is better than Cleansing Wildfire, because I think once I get to 5 mana, I'm probably going to care more about keeping them off mana than I am about keeping me on mana. And also, I don't want them fetching another basic to get around Blood Moon. So I think Boom Bust. I actually had Cleansing Wildfire in here for a test league, but I realized pretty quickly that Boom Bust was actually where I wanted to be. So yeah, I think yeah. And okay, some other things. So of course, since I'm also not packing 4 artifact hate spells in the sideboard, I got to play some other artifact and hate. And I'm on shenanigans. And okay, here's my logic here. Like Shattering Spree is great and all, but I mean, how often am I gonna like be able to get a huge Shattering Spree off of a wish? I mean, I have to have like 6 or 7 mana before like the Shattering Spree starts becoming really huge. I mean, that could happen under some circumstances, but see, my biggest fear is that I'm gonna need to wish for some type of artifact hate, and then I may need some more artifact hate later. And I mean, the only card I know of that actually can kind of like give me unlimited access to artifact removal is Shenanigans, and I've obviously loved this in old Giganta builds. I can play this again with Obosh now, since I can wish for it out of the sideboard, so it's not actually violating the main deck clause of Obosh. So I do like that. Hammer of Garden, I mean, this card in the late, nothing grinds like this card in the late game, so it's still in the deck, but it's just in the sideboard, for when the games go really, really long. Yeah, Fury. Yeah, Fury, like, one Fury has to go to the sideboard, because there's a lot of circumstances where Wish is going to just wish for Fury and clear the board, which, yeah, it's 3 mana and I have to pitch a card, but, like, on some circumstances, it's still, like, it's still going to way come out in our favor. And there's no other, like, burn spell, really, other than a 1 of Fury here that I move to the sideboard that's both free, and free is very important, because it means that, Wish is a little clunky as a 3 mana spell. We don't ideally want it to cost any more than 3. So, yeah, like, it's great because it's free, so that means it effectively only costs 3 with Wish. It's great because it does a lot of damage, so we can, like, kill almost anything if we need to. And it's also great because, well, we can divide up the damage. So, like, I mean, I could play a whole bunch. Like, I've actually, thought about experimenting with a different version of the Wish package with a bunch of different burn spells at different, like, CCs, like Gut Shot, Firebolt, like moving a Bonecrusher to the sideboard for Stomp, Flame Slash for, like, bigger, creatures. And then the Hammer of Garden. But I'm like, just play 1 Fury. 1 Fury, basically, if you think about it, 1 Fury basically almost covers all of those bases, except, you know, it's not a, it's hard to make a creature, but late in the game for 8 mana you could wish for the Fury itself too. Yeah, I mean, if you're playing the Wish package, I think you're mostly doing it to be able to have effectively like 7 Furies in the main deck in a way. Yeah, so we got a 1 of Blast Zone on the sideboard. Like, see, I actually think Blast Zone is kind of better off as like a wish target. Sometimes we're going to need to wish for, like, and probably in game 1, so most of the time I'm not going to be wishing for it because I'm probably going to be, it's probably going to get turned off under Blood Moon. But in certain games 2 and 3, particularly against Hammer Time, it could be worth it to play this. It's also cool because on turn 4 I can wish for 3 mana, and then, you know, I don't actually have to pay any mana to drop this out. And, you know, like, compare this to Ratchet Bomb, for example. With Ratchet Bomb, I have to wait till I'm, you know, at 5 mana. I wish and play Ratchet Bomb, and then I still have to crank it up. With this, I can wish on turn 4, play this out, and then on turn 5, I can crank it up, you know, once or twice or however much. You know, or just blast it, you know, blast 1 drops immediately. I think this really compares favorably to Ratchet Bomb. On the other hand, I've got Engineer Explosives in the mix because there's gonna be a lot of circumstances where I probably want to wish for a 1 mana, you know, removal spell, 1 mana, you know, like clear all the 1 drops or clear all the 0 drops, and that actually is gonna come up, I think, against like tokens and stuff. Could at least. So we can wish for 0. You know, play this out, you know, on 3. I can either crack the same turn if I've got 5 total mana, or I can just wait till the next turn. But the fact that I can wish this out for 0 mana against tokens, or I can wish this out for, you know, total of 4 mana and then crack the next turn, you know, it just makes it, I think, pretty wieldy. You know, yeah, most of the time I'm not going to be able to crank this up above 1, but it is worth noting that I can produce treasure tokens with Ragavan, which can sometimes give us access to additional charge counters. I did have the pathways. I actually bought a few, as you can see here. Yeah, I actually bought like 1 of each, and I was playing with these for a while, like 1 of each of the different colored pathways, just to, you know, crank up the Engineer Explosives and to like cast stuff that I reveal off the top of their library. But, you know, at the end of the day, I don't want to do that, and the reason why is because of the next card. I got Castle Embereth, because there's going to be a lot of circumstances where I want to wish for a red card. You know, like if I'm on 3 mana, I'm stuck on 3 mana, and I want to like wish for a land and play like a 1 mana spell, which a 1 mana burn spell like Lightning Bolt, or crack Pyrite Spellbomb, or play a Ragavan or something, you know. I think that could come up quite a bit, and I think Castle Embereth is really, as long as I'm playing 12 mountains, I think Castle Embereth is just the really ideal wish target. Red land, if I just want to like wish for a red land. And by the way, shout out to Junbomb for you know, recommending this. I know I shouted him out in the previous video, but, you know, it really just does get the juices flowing just to realize that this can get lands, because that just makes the card a lot less clunky. It's still a little clunky. I mean, it still is quite a bit clunky actually, but it's not like it's probably not unplayable clunky, because we can go get lands, you know, like because the thing is, it's a clunky card, but it also unclunkifies in the sense that it helps us get lands. I mean, 3 mana to draw like specifically a land is a little weak sauce, but you know, the flexibility will hopefully make up for it. Okay, Brittle Effigy, what is this doing in here? Simple Murktide Regent. Also, it has some game against pro-red creatures. Obviously, we got the Pyrite Spellbomb, but, you know, if there's like if there's a bigger pro-red creature that gets out of range, I don't know, like a Croxa that we just want to deal with for good. The key thing here is that, again, I can wish this for 4 total mana, wish this out, and then next turn I can crack it. So as long as I got 4 mana, I'm ready to rock with this thing. This might be a little cute, but I mean, honestly, if anybody knows a better idea, like a better wish target for something that can just nuke a Murktide Regent out of the water, you know, let me know. I mean, that's one of the whole reasons I think to play a wish package, is I get to cover some of my bases like that. So yeah, yeah, there could be some other uses. Primeval Titan, maybe, like if you got to clear that out of the way. I mean, I don't know, like. At the end of the day, it's just a way to clear like a big creature that I can't quite clear out with burn, or a way to clear, like, you know, pro-red creatures if I don't happen to have a Pyrite Spellbomb, or that just they get out of range from Pyrite Spellbomb. Like in Heliod, sometimes their Uriok champions get too big. You know, I think if anybody, you know, knows like a better idea for like a card in this slot, I played Brittle Effigy in the sideboard before, and it's serviceable. It gets the job done. It's nothing like spectacularly amazing, but it's also way better than it looks too, for the purposes you want to bring it in. Yeah, and then the Pithing Needle. I mean, you know, I'm envisioning some circumstances where they got like three like Aether Vials sitting around or something, and I've got a Blood Moon against like humans or something, and you know, I go grab the Pithing Needle, I name the Aether Vials, and then they're like under a complete lock. Also, like if I don't happen to have a Blood Moon and they drop like an Urza Saga or something, I can name Urza Saga. Yeah, they're gonna eventually get the you know, get the tutor target, but at least they won't get the elementals on the way. I mean the constructs along the way. Yeah, I mean I could also name other, you know, other utility lands, maybe other utility stuff, multiple like Giver of Runes. I mean, you know, there's just a lot of interesting stuff that this could be useful, and the fact that it, you know, it's relatively wieldly to wish for. You know, just 4 mana I can wish for this thing. You know, I think it compares to favorably pretty well. And I also like the way that, you know, also I can name some equipment sometimes. Like there's some overlap with Shenanigans. I feel a little bit more comfortable playing Shenanigans as opposed to say like Shattering Spree. If as long as I got Pithing Needle, because, you know, a lot of times this could cover dealing with something like Thopter Foundry or whatever, like some type of artifact that I want to kill. If I really can't wait till I get a total of 5 mana to wish for Shenanigans. Shenanigans would be ideal, I think, against most artifacts if we can get to 2 mana, because, you know, like we got artifacts basically covered for the rest of the game, unless we you know, like I guess crack a relic while Shenanigans is in our graveyard, which, you know, could happen. But, you know, as long as or as long as they don't remove it from our graveyard, yeah. So yeah, I think Pithing Needle is pretty good. And you know, I could be totally wrong about this, but I do think that between Pithing Needle and Shenanigans, I don't think I need to also try to squeeze Shattering Spree in here, because I do think I'm going to have most of my bases covered. I can't squeeze literally everything in. And I really do think Shenanigans is better because, you know, because like I want to have cards that I can wish for once and they're super impactful, you know. Because I don't want to go playing more than 1 copies of wish targets. I feel like if we're gonna make wish work, I feel like we really got to milk every single one of these wish targets. They got to be something that like just really gives you a lot of bang for your buck, and like really makes it so you're never wishing to wish for like the same thing more than once. You know, wishing wishing to wish. You know, yeah, I already went over Engineer Explosives. Chalice of the Void. I think this is mostly for like Cascade at this point. I mean, it can be good against Burn. I mean, primarily we got the Radiant Fountains back in the mix for Burn, and also just, you know, from some free life, for some, you know, getting out of reach and stuff. But yeah, mostly I guess for Cascade. I mean, see, the problem I have though, one of the issues that I have with this deck is that the tech that I had with playing 4 Chalice, it really improves the Cascade matchup, because a lot of times if we can land a Blood Moon on like turn 2 or turn 3, well, maybe not turn 3, but on turn 2, sometimes, you know, that's good enough. But honestly, like under a lot of circumstances, like one of the whole reasons Chalice on 0 is kind of good against Cascade is that we can play it on the first, second, or third turn, or first or second turn even. Not just, you know, we don't have to wait until the third turn or the second turn if we got a Ragavan that connects. But yeah, it's going to be a little clunky. It may not come online in time, you know, when we're not playing it as a 4. But on the other hand, it doesn't shut off Obosh, so that's cool. It is a little extra punchy hate against Burn. It's not completely unwieldy to wish for this and Chalice on 1. In addition to the Radiant Fountains, maybe that's going to be enough. Probably won't be enough. Anyway, I think that's enough deck tech. I actually think this deck may have I don't know. I do think that this is probably a way better build than the last one I was trying out, and I do think that this may do better. I guess we just have to give it a shot. Let's get to the games. Let's see how it goes. Thank you everybody for watching. Smash that like button. Appreciate all the patron support. You know, shout out's probably gonna be at a different video if I'm still doing the combined leagues. So yeah, cool stuff. Let's get to the games. Let's see how it goes. All right, match 1. Let's see. Hey, Ragavan, Giganta. Well, this looks like it might be Tron, in which case maybe Ragavan with turn 2 Blood Moon. Okay, this Tron. Well, thank goodness for turn 2 Blood Moon off of Ragavan. Otherwise, this would be over before it even started. Let's see. Alrighty. Blood Moon time. Basic Forest, I presume. Okay. Put Obosh to hand. Should I play that? Nah. Because this is going to be useful to playing Obosh next turn. This is going to be instrumental to me winning, if I can win. Maybe I just drop Obosh just to both push damage and to yeah, so I can drop the Blood Moon after that. I'll do it. Alrighty. Since this does... Well, I don't want this to destroy my Spellbomb, so... Okay, that's fine. I can Blood Moon. And... yeah. Maybe I should have hit Karn. Alright, well I can hit with Den of the Bugbear. It's always nice. Okay, they're gonna get Den of the Bugbear, I'm guessing. Okay. Expedition map. There's this tower. Karn liberated, or massive walking ballista. Or coil engine, I'm guessing, or Lamog. Okay. Let's stomp. I need to draw 2 cards, I think. Alright, well, maybe it's okay. Let's see. I don't know if that's going to cut it. Well, that's a good start. Wish for Hammer is also a good start, but I think I'm just going to straight up die. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Because I take 14. Actually, and they pump it, so I take 15 and then 5 easily. Wish. What can I wish for? Hammer Begarden would be the best bet, but if I wish for Hammer and I hammer them, then they just kill me on the backswing. So I think Karn Liberator is just going to get me. Alright. Do I really need this many wishes? Probably not. Probably Bonecrusher is better than Wish. 3 wishes is probably more than enough. If that was Magus of the Moon, I think I would have won last game. Magus of the Moon is a heavier hitter. I hate losing to Tron. Well, I know some people love losing to Tron, but I hate losing to Tron. Alrighty. Alright, we got Blood Moon and Magus. I think Magus comes first because it's a clock. And as awesome as Blood Moon is, I think we just have to go on the offensive. Alright, no Oblivion Stone, that's good. Alrighty, this is gonna hopefully end the game soon. We are hitting for lethal next turn. 4, 6, 14. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do this one. Yeah, let's also just diss the Ragavan while we're at it. Yeah, see, there's a pretty good chance we're just going to get another Ragavan. Yep, 10 damage, or we can attack. Let's deal 10 damage this way. Alright, let's see. Once again, Valakut Awakening, super showing its worth there. Some insane cycling. Yeah, we'll run it back. Let's see. Alrighty. Bosh. Well, this is not going to cut it. I borderline need Ragavan. Oh, there's Ragavan. Just in case they have like Dismember or something, since we did show them. Maybe I had no use of 2 Ragavans, I don't know. Could always ditch it with Valakut. Alright, nice. Alright, match 2. I guess I'll keep. I don't know what I'm up against. See, that's the thing about Gigantha, is it signals Tron, so... Alright. Guess I'll play this out. Hopefully I don't get Ragadashed. Alrighty. Oh, okay, Storm. Well, Storm Sea is a little tricky because I can't actually interact yet. I could crack Pyrite Spellbomb for a Lightning Bolt. I guess I could try to Bonecrusher on their upkeep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they got remand. That's fine. Oh, they're playing Wish too now, huh? Gaining life is definitely a very real advantage. Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna do this, I might as well do this stomp style. Got another one. Now, maybe Blood Moon gets him. I don't know. I mean, it seems unlikely, but they did use 2 remands. Hopefully they don't play another one. If they effectively played another one, but I actually can Moon and Pyrite Spellbomb, which is pretty cool in my book, if I do say so myself. Bam. Bam. Maybe we steal game 1. I mean, we do have Relic game 1, so like we're kind of main boarded anyway, but I don't know. Without blue, can they really go off? Maybe they can play a Manamorphose. Let's do this. Alrighty. Tutti. Yeah, so, I mean, this is one of the downsides of playing a possibly fetchless mana base, although maybe they just didn't draw their fetches. Okay. You know, throw a Manamorphose in the mix, and it's possible they could do stuff. Yeah, I guess with Wish, there is a when there's a will, there's a way, right? I mean, how far can they go though? They'd only have 4. They can wish for something. I'm gonna wish for. Okay, all right, that's that. Okay, cool. Gotta love it. Do we want Magus or do we want regular Blood Moon? I mean, because unfortunately we don't have room for all of these. I guess we play regular Blood Moon. I mean, they're both kind of dead. I don't know. Magus at least is a clock. But that was kind of a hard lock. I mean, I don't know. But what are the odds that they don't have any islands next time? We've only got one, like, one boom bust to try to keep them off their basics. I'm gonna write that off as we got lucky. Although I'm gonna kick it if I drop Magus and then it turns out you know, they have a lightning bolt and then that frees them from the mana lock. It is possible though that we can also just shut them off with Magus, and Magus is also a clock. a clock that gets buffed by Obosh, so you know, there's definitely some real consideration there. Okay. We got Raggy. And now we can wish for Engineer Explosives, so we're not completely cold to empty the Warrens. Or Fury. Okay, so Magus is not gonna cut it. I would love to bluff it, but the problem is if it doesn't work, then it's pretty bad. Alrighty. Okay, I think we just bide our time. Yeah, or we do this. Maybe I should have bolted in response to that ability. Alrighty. Yeah, when Ragavan's just such good value every time it connects. Okay. I'll just offer the trade, I think. Alrighty. I could play an Electromancer. That might actually not be half bad. Let's get our season game going first, though. Maybe we will play this. I mean, being able to play stuff for cheaper always seems good. Plus, it's a 2/2 body. I've seen worse. Gifts ungiven. Gifts ungiven. I'm gonna put the two rituals to the bottom. It's like their best chance at going off. Okay, well, I'm not sure what they're gonna do with this. Remand their own, I don't know. Empty the Warrens. Okay. Well, we do have a decently sized army if they empty. Wish for Empty the Warrens, I'm guessing. Okay. We do have a big army, though, so I'm not super worried. Okay, okay, fair enough, but at least they can't do this the same turn. Alright, let's crack Relic, shall we? Yeah, because we want to get 2 fresh bodies with this. Alrighty. Yeah, and play this. And then I guess we might as well just stomp this now. Not sure why. Extra mana left over. Might as well attack with Ragavan now, right? As opposed to later. It's like the same thing. Alright. Alrighty. I will try. I don't know if this is going to succeed, but I will try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think I'm kind of the aggressor now. Alrighty. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to try. I can't guarantee you it's going to succeed, but I am going to try. And they concede. Alright, cool. Alright, match 3. And we got MTG Jesus over here. I think this is good enough. See, this is why we prefer the relics and the Pyrite Spellbombs over the over more 3-drops, just because. You know, I don't know if they're Tron or they just have a really unlucky day. Let's see. Either way, I think I'm going to play Valakut. If they discard that, then it's just game over, so we don't want to give them that option. Alrighty. Ooh, it's Dredge. Well, I likey my main deck Relic. I likey. Talk about improving the Dredge matchup, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Would be cool if I had a Tormod's Crypt in the sideboard too. If Dredge ever becomes that big of a deal, this build can definitely accommodate that, but it's just... Yeah. I mean, what can I do, right? This is one of the issues with Dredge, is that like some metagames, even completely aside from Dredge, may call for main decking Relic, and if they do, well, you know, it's just not you know, the coolest thing, you know. Okay. Okay, well, we can probably Bone Crush them, I guess. Or we can Bone Crush Pyrite Spellbomb that next turn. Actually, let's not. Let's just do this now. So because we don't want them to have control over what they remove. We just want to remove this one. Alrighty. What are our wish options? We have to keep reminding ourselves. Hammer, Magus, probably Magus, I guess, right? Explosives. I'll just get a land. It's not the coolest thing we can possibly do, but... Or I'll just ditch it with Seize of Pyromancer. Yeah, let's just ditch it. Churn through our deck. Yeah, so we'll end a turn, stomp it, try to get it out of the graveyard. Alright, well, let's do this now, just so I can remove this card. Okay. Alrighty. I would love to just dump 2 Bonecrushers, but I think the way we lose this is that we get greedy. And they go nuts. Alrighty. Interesting. Let's put Gemstone Mine into the grave. Hopefully we draw a land so we can play Bonecrusher and put Obosh to hand. Alright, well, I'll just play Bonecrusher. And we want to play Bonecrusher because we may want the flexibility of also playing Fury. Alrighty. Narcomoeba. Yeah, I guess that's cool. Alright, that's cool. Let's see. can't go too nuts with Conflagrate. Okay. I could just Relic. I'm gonna do this. Hit that. Alrighty. Alright, let's see. Let's see, Dredge. I mean, I think Blood Moon is better because it's less vulnerable. All these cards have a purpose. The tutor package is the tutor package. Alright, let's do it. Good tutor for shenanigans if they try Pithing Needle on my Relic, although that's so expensive. It's so expensive. Yeah, I mean, I'm just doing shenanigans just because I just hate the idea of, like, not having other artifact hate for the rest of the game, but I don't know. I mean, that's too cute. We caught the snooze right on time. Yeah, I mean, main deck Tormod could go a long way. I just can't. I can't do this. Like, I just can't. I just can't. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we will put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep. So we're going to see if we can win with just Relic and with just one land. Leyline is cool. I mean, it does mean we can't keep whittling away their graveyard, but we still can get a good crack. Yeah, I'm not going to mess around. Alrighty. Those aren't dredgers per se, but those could make it so that if they... Okay, that could enable like a dredger or something, which could be bad news. See, they just need a land drop, and a land drop is not that hard to make. Ouchie mama. Yeah, so this could be a problem. Alrighty. I mean, you know, for what it's worth, this mulliganing down to 1 with Relic might have worked. But, you know, it doesn't look like it is, but I feel like I'm in way better shape than if I had any of those other hands without Relic. Okay. I guess I have to cycle this. I mean, what else am I supposed to do? Yeah, if they get back Ox, then that's just kind of... Okay. Could this possibly give me another life? I don't know. I think I'm gunning for a Fury plus a red card. Nope. Well, all right. So it goes. Also, having access to Tormod would help out a lot, but you know, we decided to go to war with the army we have, so to speak. So let's see. Alrighty. Obviously, we want to play. Yeah, I mean, hey, beggars can't be choosers. And I'm not exactly sure why I'd be a beggar with this hand, but you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna lead off on this because, you know, just on the off chance that they somehow have like a Nature's Claim, I want to be able to draw a card off of this thing. Now they might have, you know, discard, which would suck. Oh my god. Okay, I was a little worried that they were gonna Thoughtseize me. Alrighty. Let's see. Well, I guess I'm going to violate that entire principle by just cycling this here, but I mean, I want to draw a card. Okay. Alrighty. I mean, when Blood Moon drops, like, what's the difference going to be? So, man, Wish mostly just doesn't do that much here. Just in case they get Life from the Loam. Land is not the most useless card to be in the graveyard. Okay, another land, but you know. Creeping Chill, I can live with that. One Creeping Chill ain't the end of the world. Ooh, Ancient Grudge. That's a little problematic, but you know, good thing we kept up the relic so we can. Although if we had played Blood Moon, then okay, well, let's do this. Yeah, but I was more worried about them going off with like Cathartic Reunion or something. Which they now could. Okay. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to drop Blood Moon. Oh, wait, no! I should have stomped. No, maybe I shouldn't have stomped that. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, we should have stomped it. It would have gone back on top. I guess let's do this now. No, maybe that's a bad idea. We don't want this to be on top of their library. Or maybe we do. Better in a graveyard, I guess. What on earth can we wish for? Okay, Ox could be a real thing. Okay, how many amalgams? Just one? This is not the end of the world. This is not, but you know, it's not exactly a good thing, but it's not exactly the end of the world either. I can't. We can't let Ox just go off again. But then again, we can't get hit by it either. You know, this is where Ensnaring Bridge actually would have been pretty good. I mean, Ensnaring Bridge is better than this card. I don't know. Yeah, we need like Relic and Fury or something. Oh, we got half of what we needed. I'm gonna have to Lightning Bolt the, let's see, 3, 4, 5. I have to Lightning Bolt the Ox, I guess. Yeah, because I'm going to take 4, we're going on to 7, and at least we're not dead yet, and they're not going to exactly conflagrate when we got this card in the mix. Plus, they might actually deck themselves if they go too nuts with Ox. So they may want to bring Ox back, but they may not want to actually dredge anything. Okay, well, do they have another one of those? I guess they do, but we do have Fury, which might actually come in handy. This can also get life gain, I believe. Oh no, life gain would be nice, but okay. Not sure what to wish for. I need to spike Relic. Is there anything I can wish for that can draw me a card? I could Chalice. Chalice for 2. Conflagrate for 1. Ox Argonis, okay. You gotta dredge it all. Got one more in their graveyard. So is that the last card in their library? Now, maybe. I need to make them draw a card. Is there some way I can do that? Some way I can do that. Chalice on 1 might be a good starting point, but unfortunately I can't play this in addition, if that's the case. Flashback is a different kind of effect. Alright, so let's do this. Alrighty. Alrighty. And I guess that's GG. Alright, match 4. Sucks that we lost to Dredge. Honestly, though, I don't know that the other version would have been any different. Really craptastic hand right here. Alright, better, I guess. Alrighty. Let's see. Alright, is Wish gonna do anything for me here? Come on! Alrighty. For some reason my mouse wouldn't. Let's see here. I mean, of course they're gonna jam Rhinos, but I mean, I might as well. Might as well play Blood Moon. Gonna force negation, I'm sure. This extra life gain really could help though, so let's see. Oops, I can't do that. Alright, let's get rid of these two. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad, although I'm loath to block these. Alright, well, good thing they just did that, so make my life easier on deciding whether to block or not. Let's see here. Alright. Oh, what? How much are suspended? Okay. Okay. Yeah, because this way I won't have to take damage. And I won't have to, like, Alrighty. I could wish for Fury. But I think what I need... Well, right now what I need is Bonecrusher. That is clear. That is clear as day. So we got a Bonecrusher, the Rhino, and then we got to block the other Bonecrusher. The fact that they're not drawing lands is kind of concerning. Drew exactly 3 lands and no other cards. And of course I draw a Wish way too late. Yeah, the 4 Chalices would be so much better here. It's irritating. And plus the Ensnaring Bridges would be so much better here. Maybe I shouldn't mess with what's working. Yeah, I guess we can try to wish for Chalice on 0. I don't know. And I should have played Pyrite in case they try to ice me. It's a little bit of insurance against ice. Well, I guess they can't ice me just yet. How are we going to wish for Chalice on 0? Because I guess, why not? What else am I doing with my life? Oh, I thought I was going to be able to play it. I guess not. I guess moral of the story: don't hold yield. I thought I'd get to play it before yielding, but you know, I don't know. This would be crazy if I win despite failing to wish for Chalice on 0. Man, I really thought that if I yielded, I would get the opportunity to play something before it auto passed. But moral of the story, I can't assume that. Well, here's what I have to do. I have to Obosh, and I have to do this. Hopefully they don't have Solitude. That would suck. Okay. I mean, I could hold back to block with Ragavan and Obosh. It's so tempting to hit for 4. The problem is if they bounce Obosh. If they bounce Obosh, I'm just dead anyway. I'm just dead in the water. Yeah, so let's attack. Maybe we get a dead gone from them. Well, looky here. I was kind of joking. The frick? Dead, okay. Yeah, I was joking about dead gone. I didn't think I would actually get that. Why didn't they? Oh, okay, alright. I guess they can't counter the other stuff. But they don't have Stomp or Fire Ice. Let's see here. Maybe if I draw a Burn Spell. It's not a Burn Spell. Well, I guess Moment of Truth. If they've got a Burn Spell, then I guess they got me. But if not, then I guess I've got pretty good chances. Excuse me, the cough. Alright, match 5, and, you know, of course I can't blame the deck completely for that last game, because I auto-yielded through Chalice on 0, but in the last game at least. But like, I mean, you can't deny having 4 chalices in the having 4 chalices at my disposal is better. I don't care too much about Ren and 6 unless a fetch line goes to the graveyard. So I'm gonna stomp Ren and 6. Seems like the, you know, because obviously they can just return Urza Saga. Man, I don't like giving up the Relic, but I guess I don't have to give up the Relic. Oh yeah, I just hate giving up a land and not actually drawing anything for it, but I think that is probably just the better thing. Got some choices here. Play this, play this, play this, play this. I'm gonna try to chump block both of these things. Gotta Pyrite Spellbomb this, I think. Blocking this is kind of tempting. Because this way I can kill this next turn if they don't rip like a burn spell off the top. Okay, I'm gonna try not to take deep breaths. That. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I feel like do I take deep breaths or do I just complain? I think taking deep breaths is better, but maybe, oh geez, it's hard to just take a beating like that and not do or say anything. But I don't know. I guess that is the stoic way of life. come on, man. I hate so many actions taking place. Okay. Well, this enables us to drop Blood Moon, which maybe just ends the game. So, I mean, you know, maybe we can't complain too much. You know, I don't know. Well, if you have another Ragavan, it seems super wise to me, but, you know. Who am I to judge? Lures to hand. Just play this out. I could stomp. Okay, fine. Yeah, ready. Yeah. I wonder if they want to do or say anything. Yeah. I mean, I can take that loss against Dredge, but it's kind of brutal to not play the. It's so weird. Like, I always get to complete my actions in any other context, but I go, oh, man. Life is unfair. You're not the boss of me now. Yeah, what do you call it? They might be giants. That song. All right. Well, hey. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think Wish is just kind of most speculative card out of all these. Interesting. I guess I'll play that. I don't know, I could have just bluffed drawing something, but I don't know. Alright, well. I'm gonna do this on the attack step, so no ninjutsu, no dashing another Ragavan. Hopefully they don't have another discard spell. But we shall see. Well, I mean, I have to block. It's just kind of too brutal. If not, yeah, of course they can finish it off, but, you know, sit down ticked. Yeah, let's finish this off with Lightning Bolt. On their upkeep. Just in case they got some weird Veil of Summer effect. Alright, let's see this. RS. So I can use this to hit a Ragavan if they try to dash. Then I can Fury the Luris. would imagine Ren and 6 is slightly better, but I can just Fury that too. One shot. I mean, now I can just Fury both of these. See, this where having a Hammer of a Garden recurring would be pretty good. My Seasoned Pyromancers are good too. Steinmeier. Let's just get some basic forest at least. Tarmogoyf. Okay. Let's discard this. Draw a card. Okay. Let's do this. Draw a card. Man, this is kind of brutal. I guess I didn't draw a Wish, so maybe in theory this could have happened no matter what, but I'd have another Fury. This would have been a Fury, because this is like my 24th land. Let's see. Come on, Blood Moon, that would be nice. Well, you know, that's the second best card I could have drawn, I think. And better if I draw into Blood Moon. Okay, well, it's not Blood Moon, but, you know. Yeah, they could take a ton of damage if they attack. Okay. I like Den of the Bugbear, but I want to draw more cards. Yeah, let's play this. Let's play Seasoned Pyromancer. Yeah, I guess I should have just played Seasoned Pyromancer, because it's just an easy chip. Yeah, and then I could have played this other one, too. I guess this forces them to downtick. Well, maybe not force. Force isn't the right word. Pyrite Spellbomb, eh? Alrighty. That's a good one. So should I attack? I will attack this to them. I'll just attack this to them. I don't think they can afford to take. Alrighty, and let's see. I guess in the damage step, I could crack. Desperate times call for desperate measures, right? Or do they? I could also just finish it off with Stomp. Instant sorcery creature. I guess maybe I should have stomped, but like, man, what on earth is this, man? What on earth is this? What on earth is this? Or at least I can finish running 6 off. It's not bad. And I definitely want to hold a land in my hand in case of Valakut Awakening. Man, this is... See, this, my friends, is why I kind of need, Hammer Garden. Because, like, look at all this lands, but, like, nothing to do with it. I guess I don't have Wish, though. Like, it's a little weird that I'm not drawing Wish, and Engineer Explosives can, like, help me right back into this. I mean, I don't think... Can I take this? I mean... I could do like this. And even if they kill one, I'm still in the clear. Well, that is not bad. At least I can kill one of these things. Might as well try to get through with Bonecrusher while I can. Alright, at least I can flashback one of these. I think I have to do this, don't I? Yeah, let's do it. Six, seven, eight. That is fine. They're going to let us flashback all our Seasoned Pyromancers, apparently. Alrighty. I got full value out of all my Seasoned Pyromancers, which is pretty cool. Alrighty. Come on. Alright, finally. I can wish for Hammer. Yeah, hammer seems like a good wish. Could also wish for, yeah, hammer's just going to be the gift that keeps on giving. I could also go after the swamp. Dead gone. What can they really do with just black mana? With just one black mana, though? Yeah, it's got to be hammer. I mean, it's just with this much mana, there's just like... Yeah, because hammer is just the gift that keeps on giving, whereas Fury would be the gift that sometimes gives. See? Alright, plus this can combine with other burn spells. Yeah. Well, I guess they forgot about my hammer. Because I indeed have a hammer. And I hammer in the morning. I hammer in the evening. All over this land. Alrighty. Yep, see, that's the power of hammer. Hammer won me that game. Like, in the late game, hammer just goes nuts. Hammer's just unlimited burn. Hammer just... I mean, hammer's just... wait a minute. That was a... I won 2 out of 3? Really? I guess so. Alright, post-league wrap-up. Okay, post-league wrap-up. So, yeah, I mean, thankfully we took it down against Jun Saga-Van. Man, that was like not a sure thing, but we really, like stayed in there. Of course, that was kind of lucky that we just chained like endless season Pyromancers together. What was kind of unlucky was that we just weren't seeing Wish. And not surprisingly, as soon as we saw Wish, we went for Hammer Bogarden, because I'm telling y'all, Hammer Bogarden, it's way better than it looks. I mean, honestly, I don't think we would have won that game even if we got like Fury. I mean, they dropped like how many, Dragon Race channelers? Like, I mean, they plus just any lightning bolt they could have just ripped, and or their own Fury, they could have just Furied our Fury. But like Hammer Bogarden, we just clear every single creature they have, and then we can literally drain their life entirely just with Hammer Bogarden. I mean, when the game goes that late, there literally is no other card like Hammer Bogarden. Literally none. Hammer Bogarden literally completely... I mean, I can't say literally enough. Literally, like, it's a tongue twister. Won that game against Saga-Van for us at the end when we wished for it. That's why I messed around with Hammer Bogarden in the first place. And honestly, that's one reason why I'm thinking to just go back to the old version, is that, like, Hammer Bogarden is just kind of better in many ways if you just pitch it with Seasoned Pyromancer, and then it just does its thing in the late game if you need it. That would be ideal. I mean, but when you have to play it, and see, I think that's the thing. That's the thing that I think maybe a lot of people are missing. Maybe this is something even I was missing about Hammer Bogarden. One of the reasons why Hammer Bogarden works in this deck is that a lot of times you're pitching it with Seasoned Pyromancer, okay? And what that does is that means it completely eliminates the clunk factor, because you just turn it into effectively a 0-mana 1/1. So it completely eliminates the clunk. At that point, it's literally any other type of card that you could have discarded. But if the game goes long, you don't have to wish for it. It's just sitting in your graveyard because you pitched it like a million years ago with Seasoned Pyromancer. See what I'm saying? That, I think I finally... I don't know that I fully put my finger on it before, but I think that is the key to why Hammer Bogarden works in this deck. It didn't work, and I'm not going to lie, I think I remember trying Hammer Bogarden at some point in Burn. It may have been back in my Legacy deck, in my Legacy days, to be honest. It probably wasn't in Modern. It didn't work, needless to say, and I don't think it's just because Legacy is a faster format. Like, obviously, Hammer Bogarden in a lot of decks, I think people's instincts are completely right. Hammer Bogarden in a lot of decks is just not going to work. But, like, I do think I finally nailed it. The reason why it works in this deck is it just has an insane synergy with Seasoned Pyromancer. I mean, that's it. Like, you need it for that late game grind like we had against that Jun Saga-Van. And Seasoned Pyromancer just makes it so that you get all of the late game, power with none of the early game clunk. Now, of course, sometimes you will have to play it as a 3-mana burn spell, but even then, it's not the end of the world, because the key thing about Hammer Garden is that it's not like a 3-mana 2-damage burn spell. Okay, that would be completely unplayable. I realize that 3-mana for a 3-damage burn spell, it seems close, and it seems like it would be unplayable, but I'm telling you, the difference, 2-mana, 3-mana burn spell and a 3-mana 3-damage burn spell, it's night and day. There's still a lot of stuff in the format that is 3 toughness. 3 damage still drains your opponent's life very quickly. It's just barely playable. It's just barely playable, and it just happens to be exactly what this deck needs to close out the game when the game gets really grindy like that. There's just no other card that also allows us to take advantage of having that much mana. I mean, heck, if we had another Hammer Garden in our graveyard, we could have returned both, It's kind of crazy to think about. Yeah, so I like it. I love it, in fact. And I mean, so here's the thing also, a takeaway about the Wish package. Like I feel like Tron, honestly, I feel like we would have been better situated against Tron, because we would have had access to the 4 pillages, so we would have had a total of 12, land interaction spells. Izzet Storm, I think having access to Chalice on 2 would have made us slightly stronger, but granted, having access to the Engineered Explosives against Empty the Warrens is pretty big. That being said, we completely managed the Empty the Warrens without actually drawing the Wish. Sometimes I'm not able to do that if they empty really early for too many tokens. Sometimes you just, all the Furies and Seasoned Pyromancers in the world aren't going to stop it. So, that is something to consider. That being said, Chalice on 2 is also just basically game over for them. I mean, sometimes they play Repeal, but if they're not playing Repeal, it also, for the most part, shuts off most of their answers that they're going to play for hate cards. So, yeah, I mean, it's close. It's close. I can't actually say for sure which one is better, this build or the Chalice build. I'm still going to say probably the Chalice build. I mean, the other build with just 4 Chalices in the sideboard and no Wishes. Chalice in 1's also pretty good in a lot of circumstances, although cutting off our own Relic is a big problem. But yeah, just the power of Chalice on 2 is just really, it's really hard to I can't really understate just like how much Chalice on 2 is really kind of like in a way the ultimate kind of sideboard hate against Storm. So I'm gonna go with we would have been in a better shot, because I'm just trying to evaluate like how this stacks up to the previous version. Dredge, I think we're pretty much looking at the exact same thing. If I shove a Tormod's Crypt into the sideboard, I think this version comes out clearly ahead and by a decent margin. The problem is like, I mean, I don't know. I guess I could take out the Pithing Needle, but I'm just not super hot on that. I could take out the Brittle Left. All these cards are just serving very important reasons. I could take out the Blast Zone. I mean, I guess that's probably the most. Yeah, Blast Zone's probably the most the card that I'm most able to take out for like Tormod's Crypt. I just feel like against Hammer Time, I don't know. Yeah, see what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, so just I do think that Dredge is about the same thing. Unfortunately, we just had to take a loss there. That just is what it is. Temur Rhinos, no doubt about it. If we had all 4 Chalices in the sideboard, we would have been in a better we would have been better situated. There's no guarantee we would have drawn them, but we got like a 40% chance or so to see them in our opening hand, about the same as Aetherval and Merfolk or Ragavan, for us generally. And that's just pretty huge, because if we do have it in our hand, it's just a 0 mana way to stop them. Yeah, they can force negation it. Yeah, they can interact with it, but it costs 0 mana, so it's always going to cost them more mana or more cards or something to interact with than it is us. Plus, sometimes we can overload their hate, like we can drop Chalice, maybe they force negation, maybe we drop a turn 2 Blood Moon, which otherwise would have been force negationed. No doubt in my mind, we're in way better shape. Plus, we have the 2 Ensnaring Bridges in the sideboard, which I could try to squeeze Ensnaring Bridge back in the Wish board, but also I have to pay 6 mana for that. I don't think that's realistic. I think having 2 in just siding in 2 is probably on average going to give me higher EV. than wishing for one for 6. So between having the 4 Chalice of the Voids and the 2 Ensnaring Bridges in the sideboard, I think, because the Ensnaring Bridges can really help hold the fort. I mean, yeah, sometimes like they can just immediately deal with it, but like sometimes it's the only card that just stops the Rhinos from stampeding over you, and then sometimes you can either just burn them out, or you can just, once you have the time, you can slowly pick off the Rhinos. Like, we do win the very, very late game. They actually kind of out mid-range us, but we still kind of out, like, extremely late game grind them. Like, basically the way it works is the longer the game goes, the more we're favored. But also, like, it's weird. But we're stronger, like, in the very, very early game because their curve pseudo starts at 3, but they still do have a decent amount of stuff to do. So we're kind of stronger in the early turns of the game. But then they become way stronger in, like, the middle portion of the game. And then we become stronger again in the later part of the game. So, like, the thing about Ensnaring Bridge is that a lot of times if we just survive or at least the mid-rangey type onslaught from them, and then we get to the really late game, a lot of times we're going to have like a bunch of Furies, that take care of a bunch of the tokens, a bunch of Furies in play, a bunch of Bonecrushers sitting around, Hammerbug Gardens, getting recurred, doing their thing. Yeah, so like, I mean, it's not 100% perfect, but I'm telling you, like, very few cards. I mean, tell me a better card that can like completely. And it's not just against Rhinos, like Death Shadow too. Sometimes, like, name me a better card than a Snaring Bridge that can completely just stop an opponent in their tracks, and then like name me a better Deus Ex Machina type type card that just like you're about to lose and then bam, you drop something, and then like hopefully they don't have answers. I mean, if they don't have answers, then that's your Deus Ex Machina moment where like you just you can crawl your way back into the game where like no other card. There's very few other cards I think other than Ensnaring Bridge that can do that. So, I kind of want to get them back in the mix, and I just feel like wishing for it is just kind of too clunky. When I had it in my sideboard, I basically never wished for it. Just 6 mana is just kind of too much. Jund Saga-Van. Yeah, I mean, Wish was awesome, but Wish was awesome because I wished for Hammerbug Garden. If I just drew Hammer Garden naturally, I think it would have been better. But on the other hand, I never drew Wish, so it would have been basically the same thing, I guess, if I would have. I feel like I just wasn't drawing Wish most of those games, but in the replay, I guess it'll show. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it comes out close to the same, but I just think being able to pitch those Hammerbug Gardens and then just get value from them later in the game, it's just kind of better. And I don't think Wish really did anything. That just having Hammerbug Garden back in the mix wouldn't. So yeah, with that said, I think, because actually I did do a test league before this one where unfortunately I was just in a really bad mood. So I think I'm gonna upload this instead of that one. I wanted to send off. I don't know. Maybe I'll still upload that other one. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't know. I just really was in a bad mood. I don't want to leave my viewers with a sour taste. I'm normally not such a sourpuss like I was in that league. So bottom line is I felt like I was a little overly critical on the deck. I wanted to send off the Wish, I wanted to give the Wish package another shot. And if it didn't work out, I wanted to send it off properly. And yeah, unfortunately, we're sending it off with a 3-2. I probably would have sent it off even if I got a 4-1, to be honest. Because even getting the 4-1, like sometimes you just have to be able to analyze like how the games would have been better or worse depending on a different variation of the deck you could have played. So yeah, and I think just doing that analysis here, even if we happen to steal that game against Rhinos, if I didn't like misclick and put the Chalice, not put the Chalice in play on 0 after casting Wish, which is, I mean, for what it's worth, I mean we're not as cold to that deck as as you might think. I mean, we almost came back from that deck despite that horrendous misplay where he just paid 3 mana and discarded a card from our hand. So yeah, I think this version is probably the best. I mean, I guess the only change I would make to this version would be, I guess I'd take out Blast Zone and I'd put in. What was I just talking about? I was just mentioning another card to shore up a matchup. I guess Dredge, Tormod's Crypt. I guess the graveyard is the graveyard's like kind of valuable enough. And let me just make sure this saves. Although I'm probably just going back to the version I was playing before this. I mean, for what it's worth, the Tormod's Crypt version is like the only version that maybe it's better than the other one. against at least Dredge. So yeah. So with that, I think we're sending off Wish, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm going back to the other version for real now. So I guess I'll just walk everyone through what the changes are going to be. I'm going to take out Wish, put Hammer of Garden back in the main. I'm gonna main deck Blast Zone again. And see, this is another cool thing about the previous version that I was liking is yeah, and I'm gonna put the Fury back into the main deck. Yeah, we're gonna put Ensnaring Bridge. Bridge back into the sideboard. Gonna make sure it changes. Okay. Yeah. And we're just gonna cut all the fluff. Castle Embereth, Tormouch Crypt, Brittle Effigy, Pithing Needle, Ensnare. Engine Explosives. We're gonna up the chalices to 4, and now actually I guess I have to switch back, so make sure it saves. Yeah, this will save it. So yeah, I think this is where we want to be. And I just really like this version better because you know I think Black Zone is better in most matchups. I mean, sure, sometimes a lot of times Blood Moon is just gonna shut it off, but it's like, you know, if I take Blood Moon out, it's just like a really solid card in games 2 and 3 under a lot of circumstances. So yeah, so I get to main deck Blast Zone again, which I really like. It's a really solid card, and what I really like about and I get to play these cards, which have been amazing to me. I can't really complain. These pretty much do everything I need and more. Land Destruction, Artifact Destruction, Snaring Bridge, like I said, Deus Ex Machina card that just really pulls us out of tricky situations. And then, you know, Chalice of the Void. I think Chalice of the Void might just be the most latest innovation. Yeah, I haven't trophied with it yet, but I mean, I just feel like these games I'm dropping where I'm not, you know, like the games that I am dropping, the matches where I'm dropping, like it's not Chalice's fault, and I just don't think the other version would have done better. Like, you know, variance is a thing. And a variance is a thing. You know, maybe I played slightly better the other games. Like, there's a lot of factors, but like, I can't say that I felt like Chalice wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. It's I mean, it helps against a lot of these combo-ish decks. I mean, it gives us actually a pretty decent shot against Ad Nauseam. Chalice on 2 especially against you know, Thassa's Oracle. That's that actually could single-handedly prevent us from losing. I mean, what else do we have against Ad Nauseam? Yeah, we can try to color screw them. Sometimes that works, but I mean, I think Chalice on 2 is the real deal. This is like the first time that we may actually be favored post board against Ad Nauseam. I'm hesitant to say that because it's a pretty bad matchup, but I mean, there's no other card. There's just no other card that I think shores up as many bad matchups as Chalice. I mean, seriously, name me a better card that shores up more bad matchups. Shores up Cascade, which is, you know, not that bad, but like, you know, definitely Glimpse is bad. Temur Rhinos, I mean, yeah, it's probably slightly bad, but like, yeah, I mean, you know, Living End, they can juke us sometimes, but like, you know, we can never pass up on more help against them. Burn, you know, what else was I just talking about? Oh yeah, like Ad Nauseam. There's probably other combo decks too, but like any combo deck that relies on any type of a spell in the 0, 1, or 2 mana range. We could even play it on 3, but that's also going to cripple us pretty hard. But like, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's really hard to think of a card. I mean, you know, dare I say, Chalice almost like shores up every single bad matchup, and I'm probably missing one. But I mean, it stores up Storm too. I mean, Chalice on 2 against Storm, like, you know, they can play around Relic, they can play around a lot of stuff, but I think Chalice on 2 by far is the hardest hate card they have playing around, especially since a good chunk of answers, you know, that they have access to are 2 mana. Yeah, they could play Wipe Away, they could play Repeal, but like, you know, Echoing Truth, probably one of the more favored ones. Snapback. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's other cards, but like, I think Echoing Truth is one of the more favorite ones. Braid is another favorite one. Like a good chunk of their anti-hate cards are 2 mana. So, I mean, there you go. So, which also, by the way, applies to burn too. Chalice on 2 shuts off a good chunk of their deck, and it shuts off Smash to Smithereens. So yeah, I mean, it does disable Obosh, but I think there's few other cards that really give you as much advantage for doing it. So I am probably going to experiment with this version more. I hope that you all liked my crazy foray into Wish. There's definitely more ways you can build the Wish deck, but overall the feeling I got was the clunk factor was just kind of high. A lot of times I was pitching Wish, and if Wish was Hammer, I just would have been getting way more value out of it. Instead of just being Wish, because like I can Wish for Hammer, but you know what's better than wishing for Hammer? Just putting Hammer in the graveyard with Seasoned Pyromancer. So yeah. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention. Also, now that I got Fury in the mix, you know, playing 4 Hammers isn't even that bad because a lot of times I can pitch Hammer with Fury, and then a lot of times with 3 left in the deck, you know, there's not an unreasonable chance I'll draw another one. The bottom line is I've got a lot of ways to mitigate the clunkiness of Hammer. And it's surprisingly serviceable as a 3-mana burn spell, and nothing grinds in the late game like it does. So here we are, back in the Hammer. I'm still going to call the Wish package Hammer, you know, Obosh Hammer, because I mean, we still have access to Hammer in the Wish board. That's a cool, you know, I like that. I like that Wish. I like the Wish deck actually. I'm sad that it's not bearing the kind of fruit that I got excited for a little bit, but. Definitely thanks to Junbomb. I think it was a completely worthy, yeah, it was extremely worthy recommendation. And there still could be some crazy way to build this deck in the future with other cards that are printed or something I'm missing, or you never know. But I think what we discovered is that Wish is not bad. Wish is playable. Wish definitely was not super bad. It wasn't. It was actually, dare I say, kind of good. But, I mean, it's just going to sound weird, but, like, just Hammer is better. Yeah, Hammer's better, and freeing up more sideboard slots is better. And by the way, that's, I think, always the reason why I was hesitant about Wish, is just from experience with Igneous Inspiration, just clogging up the sideboard is a big issue. So, anyway, I think I've ranted on long enough. Jesus, let's got 20-minute rant. Yeah, thanks, everybody. If you like this content, definitely consider subscribing, because I got more coming along. I'm going to try to upload 2 or 3 leagues a week. We'll see. Probably not more, but I don't know. We'll see. I got a lot of content backlogged. I don't want to run out. I don't want to space myself out too, because I can't always like jam a bunch of leagues. But I am excited to bring you all the Obosh Red, and on this channel at least, the Merfolk content that you all crave. So okay. All right, until next time, take care.